Good evening, race fans. Welcome into round number 4 of Friday Night RODDCAR here at the Talladega Super Speedway in the Xfinity cars. Here for 75 laps of Super Speedway 3 and 4 wide action. Estimated fuel run of 20 to 24 laps with 55% fuel capacity. 1 lap of qualifying to set the grid for tonight. And 1 green-white checkered, as always, RODDCAR overtime in effect. Here with my co-commentator, Art. How are we doing tonight?
I'm excited to be at what is probably my favorite track and with my favorite car on the surface. I love the way the Xfinity car feels at super speedways, the runs you can get, the bumping you can do.
Absolutely. Going to be an awesome combination. Should see a lot of beating and banging towards the front. And over the last 4 races, let's get pulled up here with our YJ Race Trends presented by Perry Paints. 4 different winners. Tyler Gary has repeated over the last 5 times here at Talladega in the Xfinity cars. Average number of cautions is 12.6, so we certainly know how to wad them up. The last time that caution comes out is around lap 73s, which would give us our green-white checkered 1 attempt. 40 lead changes over the 75 laps, with an average green flag run being 33.5 roughly at its longest. 14 different leaders over our last 5 races. And those are the race trends tonight presented by Perry Paints and Corbin Simmons behind the scenes. I want to give a special shout out tonight if Ross Corlett is watching. I know his mother was in the hospital over the last week, I believe, but she is now home and recovering. So just wanted to let you know that we're thinking of you, man, and hope to see you on track here soon. And just hope everything's going well with the family. And appreciate you coming out each and every week, and looking forward to seeing you back on track soon.
He's on track.
Is he? He's already back. Well, Ross Corlett. I'm glad. I guess that confirms that everyone's going well. But love to see that. I'm glad to hear that things are getting better, and hopefully we could see him up towards the front here tonight. But again, massive shout out to Ross Corlett and his family, and look forward to see what he can do here tonight. Let's go ahead and get you right into the on-track action as qualifying is underway. We only get 2. Oh, wow.
Qualifying is underway and over.
That was the
Ross Corlett. Yeah, that was him running his lap. He went P8.
No.
Daniel Buttafuoco on pole.
Scott Warren was that long, huh? Interesting. Yep. Well, there you have it. We'll hurry it up next time.
No, we won't.
Alright, well, we'll try and hurry it up next time. But let's quickly show you tonight's starting grid then, since everyone wants to hurry up and qualify. I didn't feel like we were rambling on that much, but I guess we were. Daniel Buttafuoco on pole by 3/1000ths of a second over Scott Warren and Tyler Gary. Tyler Gary got to be one of the favorites here tonight with his 2 previous wins in this combination. The top 4 separated by 8/1000ths of a second. Harry Tiller continuing his strong return to on-track action, qualifies 5th. Michael Cozy Jr., winner of the Firecracker 200 earlier this week, will start P6. Corey Henry rounds out your top 10. A RODDCAR rookie, Lee Herron, comes in 11th. And there's Ross Corlett in the 91 machine in 8th. A couple more rookies inside the top 20. Sean Rafferty, who had a shot at the win last week, will be starting P17. Adam Ailshire last in his debut last week. It's a top 20 qualifying position here this week. Look further down the grid. Jacob Dunn will lead off our non-qualifiers. Rod Flag, our fearless leader of men, 23rd. Dean Clavitt, trying to impress his bosses up here in the broadcast booth, 24th. And then a couple familiar names down further throughout the field. Looks like we will have 39 drivers here tonight, all the way back down to Zach Scare to round out this field here this evening. But it's everyone's favorite time of the night. It's time for race predictions from the booth. All right, I'll let you lead it off.
I feel like I'm going to pick someone a little deeper in the field, not starting up front. Starting up front is always, I mean, it can go either way. But looking at the back of the pack, I'm going to pick a dangerous man.
Dangerous.
One who was, in my mind, not highly likely to win, but I would sure love it. I'm picking the 27 machine of Travis Brown.
You know he's going to try and get to the front by any means necessary. 26th, he'll be starting in the 27th position once it all gets sorted out. Gavin Newton also making his return here to on-track action. That's good to see. As for my pick to win, give me Jaden Carter in the 7 machine. He's come up short the last couple of weeks, but he's always in contention, knows how to take care of his stuff and find a way to be there at the end. So give me Jaden Carter from P12 here tonight.
P12.
Bold to pick against some of these Coke Series drivers like Daniel Buttafuoco. Michael Cozy Jr. won the Firecracker 200, always a threat. Tyler Gary has won 2 out of the last 5 Talladega Xfinity races, so we're going against the grain here a little bit, but I am looking forward to it.
And Harry Tiller, he is a moon car regular. I'm not going to say specialized in super speedway, but he's very good at super speedways, so he should also be in contention to the end.
Absolutely. Always with Matthew Zwack up in the mix, Colin Forrester, Corey Henry, can't forget about him, a RODDCAR Truck Tour champion as well as a RODDCAR champion overall.
Speaking of RODDCAR champions, we got Rod Flag. He's 23. He can do it too.
Absolutely. Back in his day, but we got 39 cars ready to address the starters stand here tonight. Mo Perry will be starting from pit lane, but they are all here. And Daniel Buttafuoco going to lead us down to the green flag. Enters the Geico restart zone, sees the green flag, and we are underway here tonight.
Inside line, there's a gap there between Harry Tiller and Tyler Gary.
Looks like that James Mendez already hopping out of line. He wants to get to the back. He's had a strong start to the season, aided by some luck coming to the checkered, but you take him how you can get him.
I think iRacing might be having issues because I had a couple cars blink out there and my quality was fine. Did Tyler Gary and Michael Cozy blink out for you?
Don't really notice it on my end, but right now everything looks to be just fine. As we're 2x2, Dylan Dreiling. He's 3 wide, no help, right outside the top 10, trying to get someone to go with him. The 94, Bryce Hamrick. And Lee Heron in the 31 underneath him will be going by quickly. The first lap, though, will be led. Who's going to get that bonus point? I believe it will be Scott Warren by a nose. Will lead lap number 1. With help from Matthew Zwack behind him. Looking a little bit further back through the pack, the 222 machine. It's going 3 wide.
Tyler Gary making a pass for the lead. He jumped up out from behind Buttafuoco, took the high side, and has the run. Gonna drop down now in front of Buttafuoco.
Taking the shortest way around the racetrack. That's where you usually want to be, if possible. But they do seem to have momentum out of turn number 4 at times if they can hook up a run and get some dedicated pushers working together.
You talked about Ross Corlett. He's not going to be the 3rd car on that outside line if he can get up behind Zwack.
You mentioned in the pre-race, though, Travis Brown being a dangerous man. He is up 13 spots, already going up 3 wide, and just like that, a collision involving the 37 of Travis. Oh my goodness, the 40! Ryan Pylan, what in the world?
What just happened?
Oh no! Blown engine and everything. And we're gonna have to take another look at that. That is the ultimate commentator's curse right there. We are just getting ready to talk about how Travis Brown's making moves towards the front every time we see him out here, and that 40 machine's not going anywhere. Let's take another look here.
That is incredibly unbelievable timing. Yeah, he's a dangerous... Oh, man, they're wrecking right in front of him.
That should not have happened.
Oh.
But it did, and it's another one of those classic RODDCAR moments. We're going on board here with the 40 machine. Lee Heron looks like he's going to get turned in front of the second half of this field. Nowhere for Pylan to go, and there you have it. Yeah, Travis Brown is always one to watch. He's going to go for it. And let's take a look here at what kick started this with the 31 of Lee Heron. They're making some move to jump up 3 wide. And it all went haywire. It looks like the 45 of Plessel just doesn't get up in time. Trying to get a good angle on this.
3 cars try to make like the same move at 3 different times.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, Travis goes up first, then Lee, and then by the time the 45 comes up, there is no gap there. Oh, that's Ryan Oates, excuse me. In the 15, not the 45, had the wrong angle, and look at that. So just kind of a misjudgment there. There was no hole by the time he tried to make the move up to the 3rd lane, and ends up getting the 31, and around they go. Pinder driving through that late. But in all of this, Harry Tiller stayed out on the racetrack to lead a lap and get a bonus point. We're under our first yellow of the night here. Let's quickly show you the championship standings as they entered tonight. And it is James Mendez, 99 points over Logan Shore. Michael Cozy Jr. on 89. Jaden Carter 4th, and Mo Perry rounds out your top 5. But it is tight at the top, only 8 points, and then going back further down through the order, you just see how many drivers have already attempted a race this season. Competition is fierce. The top 25 cutoff line is with Zach Scare, getting himself locked in each and every week by courtesy of being in the top 25 in points, not having to run the LCQ last chance qualifier. And then it goes back even further. Your pole sitter tonight, 40th in the points. Some heavy hitters further back in the back. Dylan Dreiling outside the cut line, Tucker Minner and Parker White. And then all the way down to Carson Bowers on 1 point. 1 race and a last place finish will end up with 1 singular point. That's how they entered tonight, and I'm sure it'll shake up again before the end of it. James Mendez has been stacking those bonus points and trying to do so again here tonight, but Harry Tiller gonna one-up him. It's a beautiful looking 92 machine.
I'll always be a fan of Harry's because that is the paint scheme that he runs in real life. So it's just funny.
So Harry Taylor not only wants the bonus point, he wants the track position as well. You see there, Jacob Dunn electing to not take his fast repair. RODDCAR rules in effect. You can wave yourself around the pace car under caution, get your laps back. And he's going to try and hold on to that fast repair. Don't really want to take it, at least in the first half of the race. I know when I was week in and week out driving, that was kind of the goal. Save it to at least halfway at a bare minimum. And then if you get involved in something big, you don't want to spend 18 minutes on pit road, you take the fast repair and try and find a way to be there at the end.
Yeah, even if like it is like past halfway, you still like if it's within like 10 minutes of required or even optional, you just do it.
Absolutely.
Because that fast repair will become more valuable as the race goes on.
Absolutely. You still have one with inside 10 to go. You know you can force the issue a little bit. Make some moves that others without them wouldn't try to make. We say it every single week, and every week it proves to be true. You have to be here at the end of these things to have a shot at winning them. We see it in real life. We see it in RODDCAR and MoonCar and everywhere else. Whatever week iRacing goes to these tracks, you got to give yourself a shot at the end off of turn number 4. And it's fascinating, the strategies that try and play out. We hear from Scott Warren You know, he's had some rotten luck the last couple races. Turned around last week, though, with the P2. He said he's trying to stay out the front, trying to be in the middle, the back. It's just, you know, you never know where calamity is going to strike at these restrictor plate tracks. But it will find you eventually. It comes for everybody equally.
And more likely than not, it will be coming for you on the last lap, no matter where you are.
Absolutely. But Harry Tiller, the control car here, who enter the Geico restart zone. Get us back to green flag action here on lap number 7. All 39 cars still out on track. Pretty even restart. No one jumped out of line just yet. Some damaged cars towards the rear, saving those fast repairs. Inside line kind of checked up there a little bit. A couple guys seeing what happened on our first caution and just trying to stay out of the harm's way, drop into the rear of the field. One of those being Lee Heron in the 31, who I believe took the fast repair. That car is clean as a whistle. Driver update. Redemption for Zach Scared. He started 38th. He currently runs 36, hanging out at the back and just trying to stay alive in the 69 machine.
Needs to sit there and ride behind, you know, my pick to win, keep them in the...
Where's the number there for Scare exactly?
I don't think there is one.
Well, that's an issue. But that's where he runs, hanging out at the back and just trying to survive. Can only go up, so might as well. All right, Taylor clear by a car length and a half. Heck of a shove there from Tyler Gary in the 26 in the PUBG machine. Daniel Budafuco giving a nice shove to Scott Warren. Down the back straightaway and into turn number 3. That's the 22 machine of Wesley Parker trying to go 3 wide. Logan Shore thinking about it, and he will go with them. My pick to win, Jaden Carter. Right there, 3 wide on the bottom. Logan Shore now opts against, helping it. Ooh, contact there between Bryce Hamrick and Wesley Parker. If they get away with it at the line, that would have been, I don't know.
It would have been... it's a 0.000 on iRacing, but it says Harry Tiller got it.
Hopefully we don't see that at the end. I want to be able to call the winner. You can kind of see the ebbs and flows pretty good from this camera angle. Scott Warren a little bit ahead. Here comes the bump from the 26. Harry Tiller trying to pull back, but Daniel Budafuco, strong push to Scott Warren on that outside lane. Logan Shore now changed his mind. He wants to lead the third line. Him and Wesley Parker inverted positions. Look at the 24 there, Chris Pinder. No hood, and he's inside the top 20, so he doesn't even need to get anything fixed hardly, and he's right up there in contention. Provides a level of cooling.
The 7 machine, Jaden Carter, I believe, off track.
Someone's going to have to let him up. Ricky Burbank Jr. is never mind.
Something happened through the trial, knocked him out of the line. Or he just got loose and fell out of line.
Absolutely.
Surprised this third line is not able to make up any ground. No one's really wants to go up there and really pull forward.
Yeah, they're just trying to feel everything out. I know week in and week out that these guys mostly race with each other. They got a good sense, but every week's a new opportunity for somebody. And the guys just trying to figure that out. Be a little patient. It's good. It makes for good racing up at the front, so no complaints from us. They still have guys able to make moves, though. Mo Perry, he's up 25 spots. Travis DeLeon, number 12, he's up 24. Luigi Gonzalez is up 22. Gavin Newton's up 16. So even though it's 2x2, guys are still making their way through the front one way or another.
Ooh, he tried to go to the bottom with Scott Warren.
So that is Sean Rafferty in the 95 that's in the 222. I've figured that out finally. That was like the one guy we couldn't quite pinpoint. Almost everyone's in the correct numbers. Look at this here from a sold-out Talladega Superspeedway. They head down the start-finish line to start lap number 12. Here you got 3 cars way at the back. Kind of working together.
I like how you say that as they split up.
Gotta have a certain pecking order, even with a 3-car pack. It is very important to get it right. This gives you a decent idea here of the sense of speed we're dealing with every single week. As the field blows on by at under 90 miles an hour.
Wesley Parker still trying to make that third line a thing. No one's going with him.
Yeah, he's hanging tough, though. He's in that 10th position right now. But
I want to see LSRL and ARS regular Travis DeLeon go up there.
Ross Corlett thinking about a move. Hamrick, you can see kind of them getting a little bit antsy there. Logan Shore, he's been thinking about it a couple of times. Not able to get up there and really help, though. But everyone committed to their lines right now. Especially in the Xfinity car, though, Wesley Parker does have the benefit of some side draft. He's able to get down on that quarter panel and kind of drag them back just a little bit. So he's able to kind of hang on even with that one car. He's able to just kind of get on that right rear quarter panel and drag them back, but over a period of time, he will start to fall back without help.
Some really aggressive pushes going on that outside line. Mutafuka really all over the back bumper of Scott Warren, trying to move him forward. I think he wants to push him out in front again, so he can be the leader of the outside line.
So they'll go on board here with Mutafuka, especially that's a solid push there. Should get him clear this time by. If Scott Warren wants the bottom, he should be able to get to it. He's going to elect to stay up, down, thinking about it, and he'll stay right in front of Mutafuka. But 13 will probably want some clean air on the nose at some point, especially with the pushes start to get longer and longer and longer. Don't want to blow up in front of the field. But that's definitely
that level of indecisiveness can get you freight trained. You make like one wrong move, put the car in the wrong spot, and they will go around you.
If you don't know if you want to get top or bottom, then Mutafuka goes 3 wide and Zwack goes with him, and you're stuck in the sucker hole, and you are headed to the back of the field.
They will make that decision for you really fast.
Yeah, absolutely. They might not make it for you on lap 15, but lap 75, I guarantee you they will. Jacob Dunn still sitting there, stricken, waiting for a caution to fix more damage and get some more laps back. Outside line starting to surge ahead ever so slightly here, and got 3 wide further back with Jaden Carter. And I believe that is Jacob Roth trying to get something started.
James Mendez also part of that line. They've got 3 cars. They might actually be able to make some progress.
Wesley Parker, now is your opportunity to go 3 wide. You do have help coming behind you. We'll see if he wants it or if he's just going to bide his time now.
You can get a run here out of 2 and hop up right in front of him. It'd be perfect.
Absolutely. Harry Tiller, though, going to jump up. Pick up Scott Warren. He was leading that inside line. Just like we thought, Wesley Parker does take advantage. He has some friends behind him now, and he's going to try and drag that third line. And now
that third line's now forming up.
Mutafuka, he says, to heck with it. I'm trying to lead here. Couldn't get Scott Warren to go down in front, so I'll just lead the line myself. And suddenly that middle is not the spot to be. Harry Tiller and Scott Warren are going backwards.
So have a little bit of help there in the middle. Gonna have to get a little more organized to try and maintain, but right now that third line is moving.
Mutafuka going to go top to middle and bring Harry Tiller down to the bottom. He's not able to get to the bottom. Harry Tiller with an aggressive move. And now we're 3 by 3. Second row on back almost. Just like that, the outside line loses some of that momentum because Buttafuoco abandoned it and had to kind of regroup Corlett. Going to have to get Zwack back up there, but they are outside of the second row now. I'm surprised that 24 machine of Pinder's hung on as long as he has with no hood. I thought the temps would get too much for him, or he would just generally start to lose speed, but he's got a friend in front of him and behind him, and sticking in there.
They're getting squirrely there on that bottom line. Inside line checked up. Gonna open up an opportunity for that middle and high side. Corlett gets turned.
And there goes Wesley Parker upside down as the second half of the field tries to slow down and avoid it all through the smoke. And the 22 machine has come to a rest on his roof, and he will tow. Let's take a look at what happened here. Looks like Corlett ends up getting hooked here, maybe. Let's go take another look at what happened to the 91 machine here. Back this up in a wild ride for the 22 machine of Wesley Parker. Bryce Hamrick just gets on that left rear, down into Scott Warren, up the racetrack. The heavy hits there for the 91, the 94, and definitely the 22, who has to tow off the racetrack.
I gotta say, what a kind of a save from Ross Corlett there. Very minimum damage for how bad that could have been.
On board here with the 22 of Parker. He's getting a little squirrely down the back straightaway anyways, and then into 3 it all kicks off. I don't think 22, no, it was all contact before the 22 even got there, and not what you want to see if you're a race car driver. I appreciate that he gassed it up there ever so slightly. I don't think it was going anywhere, but, you know, might as well give it a shot. It's my own fault, because I was thinking a couple laps before that, oh, maybe, you know, they're being pretty calm and they want to get to green flag pit stops and kind of thin this pack out a little bit, but that did not happen. The entire field is on pit road this time by, except for Chris Pinder, who stayed out to get that bonus point. No hood, it doesn't matter. He's got that lap led. AJ Green and Rod Flagg tried to get it as well, but they were foiled by a man with no hood. Let's take one more quick look. I want to see who else was involved in that. Dylan Dryling, maybe? He has to go off track to avoid it. Let's see. Might have a decent view of this. Or at least the 22 sliding down the racetrack. They did a nice job of avoiding this. Let's go take another look here. They said Ross Corlett did a decent job of minimizing the damage. As long as it was to the rear of the race car, he should be mostly okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure the only thing that happened to Corlett was rear end damage.
Maybe a little to the right front, but Wesley Parker gave us an all clear in the chat. Glad to hear it, driver. It is absolutely thundering outside. We might be headed for some trouble here in a minute. We will stick with you as long as we can.
Into existence.
I have a pretty bad track record of that. I am a broadcaster. But you know what? We'll just vibe. It's Friday night. It's RODDCAR. Having a great time. Let's go talk to Dean Clavitt and Mo Perry. See what they got to say.
Yeah, like...
Hello.
Hello.
Here with Dean Clavitt, Gavin Newton, and Mo Perry. How we doing tonight, fellas?
Wait, wait, what are we doing?
We're live.
This is a live
broadcast.
broadcast.
Oh my jeez.
You have an interview.
Oh, sorry, I'm new to this.
But Mo Perry, you started from the pits. You're now P11. What's the strategy so far?
Just try to get up to the front and stay there. That's how I ended up winning here before. Hopefully I can win it again.
Dean, you're sitting right in the middle of the pack. What's your thoughts on the way the race is playing out?
I don't know. It's 50-50 right now, but we're just gonna not die, and hopefully we'll be there at the end like last week, and hopefully Zach don't get ran over this week.
And Gavin Newton, you're 14th. What's going through your mind?
I'm just here to have fun. The Charlie Fuller RD Chevrolet is pretty quick. It was pretty good during the LCQ, and yeah, let's just hope we can keep the momentum going and gain some spots there on that choose. So we'll see what we can do with it.
Gavin, all of our cars are pretty quick. It's a fixed setup.
Sometimes the body behind the wheel makes a little bit of a difference.
In between the seat
you have
and the
a
steering
advantage.
wheel.
You're a fucking doink.
Yep. There you go.
But Pinder's going to stay out on the racetrack with no hood. He's got Tyler Gary beside him. He's got Michael Cozy Jr. behind him. This could get interesting pretty quick here unless he doesn't drop to the back.
He's going to drop to the back, right?
Right? I mean, he put it on lap 4, so he's going to be pretty starved for fuel anyways. So this could get very interesting. Yeah, oh, there, he's going to take that route.
Oh.
Could have done it on 1 to go, but this will give control to Tyler Gary. It's a strong front row, isn't it? Michael Cozy Jr., Tyler Gary, that's got a lot of wins in between them.
A lot of wins.
Championships.
Drivers.
Scott Warren will now lead the outside line. Corey Henry up in the mix. And Luigi Gonzalez in the 44 doing a nice job. Budafuco going 3 wide immediately. They are done playing around, it looks like.
Bender might have had the right idea if they keep doing stuff like this. Although not a whole lot of cars in this pack. Not as bunched up.
Kind of a little bit disorganized further back. Ross Corlett still inside the top 20. Being pushed by Logan Shore. Oh, somebody just exploded! That was Scott Warren! Oh no! I saw it out of the corner of my eye. What was that? Oh my goodness. There's no shot. What was this? Oh, that is vicious. Caution out immediately. Somebody had a great view of that. Who was it? Who saw this on board? Oh my goodness. On board here with Zach Scare and how about it? James Mendez, Sean Rafferty. I mean, car high in the literal sense. It just bounces in front of him. That is incredible.
That's scary as heck.
I mean...
That car lands right in front of him.
I mean,
we got another Twitter moment.
Oh my goodness. I just can't believe that. I'm pretty sure he just gets hooked into the fence immediately. Like, nothing he could have done. Michael McElroy.
Oh, right. We do have McElroy right there.
He's trying to... I mean, he's literally turning left, not to miss the cars to the right of him, but above him. That is something else. I mean,
RODDCAR really does produce some of just the best wrecks.
It's just, I mean, you don't see this anywhere else. Let's just, I mean, Jaden Carter. I mean, look how instantaneous. There he goes. That is just incredible. I mean, it just keeps getting better. I mean, Luigi Gonzalez just barely misses out on it. Hey, let's go on board with the man himself, who was out front and then in the air. Let's take a look at why it happened. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Corey Henry was outside. Tiniest bit of netcode, but I think... Oh, that's a tough one. We'll slow it down here.
I really like how Scott Warren goes from seeing clear track ahead to seeing clear sky ahead.
I mean, we said it can happen anywhere, and then he just gets lodged in the fence, up and over. Yeah, look at the sky cam. You can still see the underside of his car. It's somewhat noticeable even there, way up in the air. This should be a decent view of it, I feel like. Maybe, hopefully. I mean, that is just deadly. Oh my goodness. Did anyone else have a good view of it? Let's find out. I'm trying to figure out who is right in this pack. Oh my goodness. And then it looks like the 33 machine of Adam Ailshire is involved secondarily as well. Zwack gets a piece of it. And Ricky Burbank Jr. as well. But that is not the primary concern. James Mendez, he said he'd never been more scared to drive under Scott Warren. Let's take a look here. One more look at it. From the cockpit of the 92. And now that is a wreck. He lost him in the air at some point. Oh my goodness, that is something else. Let's go talk to Bryce Hamrick and Ross Corlett. Here with Bryce Hamrick and Ross Corlett. How we doing, fellas?
Good.
Doing good.
What was your view on that last wreck?
I just saw somebody go hard into the fence, bounce around, and I saw somebody else shoot across the track to the apron.
Yeah, absolutely.
And oh my God, they're checking out.
I saw a wreck and then I saw a guy about 50 feet up in the air. I was like, whoa, that's cool.
It's one of those classic rod car wrecks. I know the one before that.
iRacing truly is a simulation.
That happens in real life every week, don't you know?
Yeah.
I know you guys were involved in the one before this. What's the damage like to the cars? Did we have to waste a fast repair on it?
Nope, not at all. We're prepared to damage. I think I'm all right. I might be down a little bit of power, but actually my power is fine. I might just have some aero damage.
Yeah, we saw you slide into the wall rear end first, and it looked like it kind of saved the engine, luckily for you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it definitely helped the engine not get effed up, but we're still gonna do some boogieing.
Yeah, absolutely. You're P6 right now. You're still digging.
Yes, sir. We're gonna try to race our hearts out and go race for mama.
Absolutely. I love to hear it. Yeah, you got no rear bumper, but you don't need it. Good luck the rest of the way, gentlemen.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Oh, they're going to have some reactions from that, I'm sure, pouring after the race. And but Scott Warren did took the fast repair, and he is on his way back out. So 38 cars on the track. Garrett Delph did not make it back out on track after his wreck.
I want to say something I mentioned as Pender, pulled into the pits. Might have been a great idea, and guess what? It was.
It really was. I mean, it was so funny because normally we get, we're kind of looking at from the front of the field back, but we're looking at the back of the field forward, and you just kind of see the initial angle was just somebody exiting stage right, and I just yelled because that was just a wild wreck. We're back to green flag racing here, lap 26. Mo Perry now is going to lead the outside line, trying to get his lap led, go worst to first. We see Scott Warren way in the background, I believe.
Be there too if I just had an experience of trying to launch into outer space.
I would just kind of lay low for a while and make sure all my fingers and toes were attached, but he's got a shot to win it. And there's all 37 other drivers on track with him. The only one out of the race is Garrett Delp. I think he's still on pit road. He's been there for 30 minutes, but he's 20-something laps down. So we will count him as out of the race unless he's watching him wants to do this right. Perry's up 37 positions. Also inside the top 10 in a big mover is Travis De Leon. He's up 29. He's that fourth car on the inside. Further back, Zwack thinking about 3 wide with Ryan Oates in the 15, but not a whole lot of sustained momentum up there yet. It's just mostly 2x2, and I imagine everyone that saw that is probably going to be like, well, that could happen to me. So they're going to just kind of wait it out, I think.
I mean, they've got 4 cars now on that high side.
You know, they might be ignoring us, but, you know. Quickest lap of the race for anybody was set by Sean Rafferty in the 95, 49.77.
You know, they were almost 4 wide there for a second. So I trying to get up and around. Well, that's Logan Short.
Let's do a picks to win update. Jaden Carter started 12th, runs 9th. Your pick, Travis Brown, the 27 car, started 27th and runs 27th.
Still got damage on that car, still saving his fast repair.
That's a smart move.
He knows the moon car, or not the moon car way, the rod car way.
He knows both. Jacob Roth has seen enough, along with Zach Scare, Lee Heron, Wesley Parker, Dylan Dreiling, and Joe Swanson, as well as Bryce Hamrick. They are just going to hang out at the back. And Scott Warren is alive, living proof. The brand new race car, but nobody to help draft with.
Corbin picking Randy Arms, who is not here.
Rod Flag dropping to the back of the field.
Common Rod Flag moment. He knows how to win, races and championships here. He does not need to be at the front with, 45 laps to go?
Essentially, but yeah, that's his weekly strategy. He gets up there maybe once or twice, but you don't really see him charge to the front until usually the last 15 or so laps.
Occasionally he'll be at the front, he'll go and get his bonus point.
Here comes Logan Shore on that outside line. They've cracked the top 10. Ross Corlett, Daniel Buttafuoco. 4 wide is not going to work. And it's the big one down the back straightaway. Gavin Newton hard into the outside. Wally's going to clip James Mendez and then get hit by Robert Colgan in the 53. Travis Brown flies through on the outside. Huge damage for the 53. And all of a sudden, they got 4 wide so quickly.
Yeah, Ross Corlett, he jumped out of the middle line, wanted to go lead the high side. Shore saw, room still to the outside of Corlett. He tried to put his car there. Corlett came up a little more. There's contact. And then Corlett just tried to force the issue and just turned himself.
He saw the run coming and wanted to lead it. And then he gets a hit there. Goes back down and then comes back up again and ends up getting turned. Sean Rafferty nowhere to go. Jaden Carter involved. Gavin Newton. Corey Henry. I feel the worst for Mendez here. Let's take a look. Doesn't look like the most damage, but this will be a wild onboard shot. This is a 91 wrecking. Gavin Newton up high. All right, go low. We're good. We made it through. Oh, not quite.
Ooh, the guy who cleaned out Gavin the second time, Robert Colgan.
Yeah, we saw that in the background, and that was a heavy lick. Ricky Burbank, the back of his car, with a targeted message to everyone behind him. Jaden Carter, I don't know that he's going to get hit. Oh, that's so unlucky because Gavin, he gets clipped, bounces off the wall, and there's literally, he's just coming right back down the track, and Colgan not obviously meaning for that to happen. Just very unfortunate circumstance. Corey Henry asked if he's okay.
I believe he is.
We'll do a damage report for $5. He's going up, down, a little bit of right rear. You should be fine. You should be totally fine. Travis Brown absolutely flies through this wreck.
I told you he was a dangerous man.
I mean, he slows down. It's just funny, though, because it's all because of cars coming back up on the track. He loses Mendez, and it's like, oh, I gotta go. So it's actually not as bad as it saw from the initial angle. But that was a wild wreck. We had guys going top to bottom, bottom to top, and caught some people out there. Logan Shore was the initial, not the cause, but he was initially involved in the start of that wreck, and he's going to get his bonus point. Let's go talk to our current race leader and the guy that got sent spinning. Here with James Mendez and Logan Shore. How we doing, fellas?
I'm leading.
Yeah, you are. What did you see out there out of the front of the 009 that kind of kickstarted that? What was your take on it?
Ross decided to go up late and kind of met my left front, and my left front sent him into the wall, and I think it started a whole big one, but oh well.
And then you stay out and get the bonus point anyways, involved in a caution, but it doesn't quite matter. A little bit of left front damage like you mentioned, but doesn't look too bad.
Yeah, we're about to go back down there and see how much time we got here, but hopefully it's not too bad.
And then James Mendez, you came into the night our point leader. I've had some great finishes, a little bit of luck helping your season out so far. Unlucky there. It looked like you were going to be just fine through that wreck, and then at the last possible minute, a car bounces off the wall and clips you in the right rear. How much damage did you have?
It was about 30 seconds somehow. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Gavin Newton. Yep.
Yeah, he can go blank himself.
He got wrecked.
He didn't hold it down, though.
I mean,
you see, when I got spun around like a top and you got to the camera, when I turned back around, I didn't move in my lane. I just kept it straight. So there's a skill gap, but whatever. We're okay. Got the car fixed.
Gonna top off on fuel here, it looks like.
Yeah, why not? We're going to try to get that point back on shore because I know we're the point leader, so.
Absolutely. All right,
yeah.
fellas.
Also, that Warren crash?
Yeah, that
was an experience.
That was a classic RODDCAR moment, if I do say so myself.
Oh yeah, driving underneath of it was like,
yeah, not car high as in the sense of to your right, car literally high in the air, about to fall on your roof.
Absolutely, and just glad he didn't land on top of the car.
Yeah, that would have been an unfortunate one to explain to the guys back at the shop.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Well, differing opinions on that wreck and differing outcomes, but still a long way to go, and we'll be talking to you a little bit later.
Bye, man.
Bye. Harry Tiller stays out front here after the cycle of pit stops. Everyone should be on the same cycle. I believe we've lost Sean Rafferty from this race as well. We have. Ryan Oates, I believe, on pit road. Let's see, Parker leaving pit road. Harry Tiller's been in the top 5 pretty much the entire night. You gotta think he'll break through here at some point.
Break through here?
What?
Talking about getting a win?
Yes. He's been in contention every week since he returned.
I mean, you can be in top 5 for the entire race, and the last lap can change everything.
That seemed to be his luck this season. 69 will enter the Geico restart zone, and we are back under green flag.
I think if you really want a shot, you gotta find whatever pros he's got.
Mo Perry actually gets a great restart. He'll lead a lap and get his bonus point. Said he wanted to get to the front and stay there. Let's see if he's able to do it with help from Colin Forrester. Just had a quiet night inside the top 10, really just keeping that car clean. He's another one of those guys that kind of just has a knack for knowing what's about to go down and trying to avoid the big one. There's AJ Green, your season. That was a loud bang of thunder, didn't it? Kind of had me shaking in my boots a little bit. AJ Green, your season opener winner, he sits 7th. That was very loud. Mo Perry wants to lead that outside line. Not a lot of momentum there. How about Jacob Dunn in the 3 machine? No front clip whatsoever. He's hanging on inside the top 15, and he'll get down to the bottom line. Travis Brown wants the top 10. And then Jeremy Cootie, your LCQ winner. I started that towards the rear of this field. He's battling away for the top 10 as well. Comers and goers here. Mo Perry does end up leading that outside line. Udafuko and Matthew Zwack helping out on that high side. Pretty much 2x2 the entire field. And if you're in those front 2 cars, Harry Tiller and Mo Perry, your job is to hold a steady wheel as possible and be predictable. If you're Travis Brown, be anything but predictable. It's your greatest weapon. Here comes Robert Colgan to the back. The 37, and here comes Travis Brown inside the top 5. He's up to 4th. Outside line has a lot of help right now. Middle somewhat evaporated. And just as I say that, Colgan dips down inside. Yeah, 3rd line evaporated right after we said that.
Travis was looking to get down. Finally able to.
That leaves James Mendez stuck outside on that 3rd line, wondering where everybody just went.
The momentum that he has, I could see Travis Brown back on the side now that he sees he might have help again.
Tyler Gary's not a bad person to have behind you pushing, but if they're not making any headway, Gary will leave that line and go find a better one for sure. But they're outside of the 37th to 27 of Travis Brown. Rod Flagg leading this 3rd line, getting a little aggressive here, seeing what he has.
Now Tyler Gary leaves him.
That's what we said. He didn't see really any point. No progress going to be made. He'll drop back inside to the middle line and hope to make some progress there. Here comes Ross Corlett and Scott Warren giving it another crack. He's inside the top 20 again.
Has not learned his lesson.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
Oh, we're coming on lap traffic on the bottom line. Where does he go? Oh, he's on the bottom.
It's Ryan Oates being very respectful of the leaders. He has plenty of time to get his laps back and will do so at the next caution period.
Did Travis take his fast repair? I think he did. Oh, no.
He's top of 3 wide, leading this 3rd line with Rod Flagg in tow. James Mendez and Ross Corlett trying to get up there and help. The 3rd line will work if people would just commit to it, but too early to lay it all out on the line 3x3x3 for some people. Let's go on board here.
Yeah, Travis Brown is not some people.
See here, he's in that 2nd lane, trying to side draft the 2nd lane back and try and get the momentum. I mean, look how close that is. It's working. He's up to that 1st row just barely. Can he try and side draft the 1st row back? Not quite. Doesn't have enough help.
Rod's trying to leave him. There was a gap there in the middle lane. I think Rod wanted to get down, but did not want to force it.
Oh, that's going to be contact made. Rod Flagg's probably like, nah, I'm going to get out of here. Knowing his style of racing. Let's see, though. Budafuko now going to go up 3 wide. Zwack going with him, and that 3rd line forms up again. Mo Perry, I'm sorry, but you're going to be hung out to dry here. Going 5 miles an hour faster than those around him. They'll eventually find a spot back in. Rod Flagg kind of stuck out, but he'll be able to get down. Now leaving James Mendez to lead that 3rd line, so a lot of swapping of positions here. But back to the point, your pole sitter, Daniel Buttafuoco in all of this. With Matthew Zwack behind him, Harry Tiller leading the inside line.
Buttafuoco maintaining that middle line, gonna let Harry come up side by side. No, Rod going back to the outside, Travis going with him.
Yeah, if Travis sees that third line, he's going to go with it almost every single time. Middle line, not a lot of help right now. Corey Henry, though, going to drop from that third line. 4 wide behind him. James Mendez, no help whatsoever. Got to hold a steady wheel there. Back to 3. Travis hops back in line. Rod Flag leads the outside line. James Mendez says, never mind. We're 4 wide again, but there's no real organization in our top 2 lines. Guys are trying to figure out how to make moves. You saw him split Mo Perry. You see Travis going in and out of the second and third lane. Guys are just trying to figure out what they have. We are past halfway. So maybe not a bad time to figure out where you stand in the pecking order. Who's going to go with you? Who's going to do what?
Lucas Blusso now trying to lead that third line. He's got help from Ross Corlett. I don't think 2 cars will be enough for Travis Brown to jump up there and take it, but he might.
Not quite yet. Things have settled down for the time being. Mendez kind of hanging out. Gavin Newton back into the picture. Michael McElroy and Chris Pinder in the mix in this meeting.
It wasn't enough. Travis is gonna
he wants to lead a lap.
Lead
He's got all the way up to second, but he has not led at the line. And he is trying his hardest. He's 3 wide with the third row. Look at the front 4, how aggressive they are with the push it down the back straightaway, though. That's going to be tough to beat. It's going to take a sustained push on the outside to do it. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, though. But Travis Brown is side drafting like his life depends on it, trying to drag these cars back. Oh, man. Gotta love it.
What the hell?
At the line, it's a dead heat. Travis Brown comes second on that lap, though. 100th of a second away from a lap lead. He is giving it everything. My internet provider's giving it everything, keeping me online. Utility companies giving me power. Everyone's doing their job right now. Travis Brown technically is in the lead at this moment. Can he keep it for another half a lap?
Say the MVP right now is the Transformers not blowing outside of your house.
On the third line, falling back a little bit through turns 2 and 3, goes from 1st to 5th. Just like that. That's what half a tenth of a second does. He's back to second.
Has a lead.
Travis trying to close at the line. Again comes home second on that lap. I just want him to get it because he's worked so hard for it. Inside line, a little checked up there.
Like with all of this, Buttafuoco not taking the inside line still, just keeping that to Harry Tiller.
The inside line did fall back by a car length and a half, but they've kind of regrouped now. If they could get 1 or 2 more cars in that third line, I think they'd be able to get it done. Lucas Plessel's going to start overheating here soon. He's given some great pushes, but it's only a matter of time before that engine starts running a little bit hot. On board here with the 45 of Lucas Plessel, trying to get this 37 to the race lead one way or another.
Ooh, there was a little bit of contact there between the 54 and 37.
Still see Travis in the 37 side drafting really well. It's getting him runs through the corners, but down the back straightaway, the inside and the middle line start to fight back just a little bit. Look from the gearbox here. See Lucas Plessel all over the back bumper. Look at Buttafuoco, same thing with Matthew Zwack, and then Harry Tiller. A little bit of a gap. Cody's just trying to cool the engine a little bit. The shortest way around the racetrack, though, is prevailing for the inside line. And the damage to the 18 of Zwack could potentially be hindering that middle line. front. That's what you want to see, unless you're Scott Warren. This view did not work out too well for him. A handful of laps ago.
Travis Brown was 0.004 away from leading that lap.
This is the view on back. You see the inside line extends way further back, but everyone outside the top 20 just kind of minding their P's and Q's right now. For example, Dean Clavitt just kind of leading the single file train here towards the back. If we had a finish like this in a handful of laps, that'd be a very good way to end it. At the line, though, this time by, it would be Travis Brown finally leads a lap.
You're still wrong.
No, mine says he led the lap. I don't care.
Uh-uh.
Don't care. I'm giving that one to Travis Brown.
I don't think you're eligible to give it to him. I don't think you're his type.
I'm just saying the commitment to that third line is very impressive.
I think the commitment to the middle line is more impressive. Budafuoco maintaining his lead. He's had multiple opportunities to jump down and take control of the bottom line.
This time at the line.
Ooh, they're spread out. Something got a little scary.
It's funny, the kind of, you got 10 rows maybe, or 3 by 3 by 3, and then everyone else sees that and they say, never mind. I'll go in single file and just kind of wait for it to kick off.
Oh, and they will. Talked about, if we could have a finish like this. If we have a 3-wide finish, the driver's they're going to be pushing so hard. We're going to have pushing the pusher, pushing the pusher, pushing the pusher, 5 cars deep. Oh, I think that's Travis De Leon.
Then we just saw an example there, a little squirrely on corner exit. Looks like Jeremy Cudi will let him back up though. And no one's worse for wear except for maybe the 12 Machines tires.
And on the last lap, some guy's going to be trying to make it 4 wide somewhere.
Right now, look at all the space they're leaving. That's easy moves for some of these guys. They will find a way through one way or another. But right now, these first 2 rows pretty dominant. Trey Tiller and Michael Cozy Jr. on the inside, Daniel Budafuoco and Matthew Zwack through the middle, and Travis Brown and Lucas Pussel on that outside. They're doing a nice job and really consistent right now. No one's able to have been taking any sort of strong advantage.
Ooh, plus will connect to the back of Travis Brown. He might have a run through the tri-oval. Is he going to get it?
He had to have got that one, right?
Oh, Fish! It was another tie, 0.000, but he got it. iRacing gave it to him.
There you go. Well, congratulations. Travis picks up that bonus point finally after about 10 laps of trying. And, we'll see what he wants to do now.
We have had 2 laps finish on a 0.000.
And we have the last lap finish on it. We are coming up on green flag pit stops here in the next 5 or so laps. So we'll see how this field elects to kind of sort themselves out, because you're not going to be pitting from that 3rd lane if you're those 3 cars on the outside. And then we've seen guys pit from the 2nd lane and somehow get away with it. But ideally you'd want it to be single file if possible, but we have a lot of cars in this bottom line, and if you're sitting here Lee Heron in the 31 machine, you are 3.5 seconds back, and you're gonna need to almost push the issue and try and get some track position, and you're gonna run the risk of losing the draft on pit stops if you don't get a perfect one. It's very easy to lose the draft because, I mean, the skill level here is just absolutely through the roof. So if this isn't something you practice all the time, it's definitely going to be something that ends your race. that, Budafuko does drop down to the bottom, so he's going to be preparing. He's been leading that middle line, so he's going to burn more fuel. So he might have to come in a lap earlier than his competitors. Estimated at 20 to 24 laps. We talked about in the pre-race, everyone last pitted on 31. And so we're right in the mix here with probably 2 or 3 laps to go. Maybe add 1 or 2 because of the caution. Tyler Gary came in and topped off on lap 32, as did Ross Corlett. And a couple other guys further back, Wesley Parker and Michael McElroy, so we'll see what they elect to do.
Means some wax getting down. I feel it's inevitable here pretty soon.
Yes, now Zwack gets down, so that's 2 guys that have bailed from the middle. And if you're at the top side of the racetrack, you might have to give up track position here and to set yourself up for a pit stop.
And that's what Travis Brown and Lucas Plusler are doing. Whether or not they want to, they have no help. At the front of the pack, Mo Perry's trying to get help from Corey Henry. He wants to try and get in the front, put himself in prime position.
Still, all the way back, single file, 3.5 seconds. And if we can run just a couple more laps, we could possibly be in the fuel window. So I don't know if I'm willing to kind of sit here 27th, 25th, 23rd. I try and be getting to at least the tail end of that lead pack as we have Michael McElroy pulling off. In the back half of the pack, actually going to be the first ones to make this move.
We actually have Drelling up there on the top right now.
But a group of about 5 or 6 cars.
Zwack says he's pitting. Rod says he's pitting. Hamrick's pitting.
So this should be a significant amount of cars here. We'll see if they can all make it down to pit road. Dylan Dreiling, like you said, yeah, there's the 71 flying on the outside. That's Joe Swanson. First time we've seen him tonight, and he's up inside the top 10 on potentially the final round of pit stops. But Mo Perry, race leader here. Do the front runners come in? Yes, they do. And this could get ugly. 3 wide, but it looks like they're going to all make it work. Well done. Going to get tight, though. And they all made it. Now it's about not speeding. Don't miss your box. You can get up through the gears and get off the pit road and find yourself a chance to win it when the lead pack reforms.
I am surprised they didn't run each other over. But in this front pack still, we've got Cozy. We've got Tyler Gary.
Yes, if these guys can get hooked up, three cars nose to tail on pit exit, they could have a really good outlap, and we'll see here. It's going to be 9 cars. As here comes everybody else. Matthew Zwack wins the race off pit road. Got a decent gap back here, but they're all connected. That looks pretty good from this entire field. Maybe the back 3. Robert Colgan, Gavin Newton, and Pyland, I think, are going to miss it here. There's your top 9, a solid entrance for everybody. Take a bow. The entire field did a nice job here. And then here's this group of 4. They lost, I believe it was Jeremy Cuddy and Bryce Hamrick. So here's the pack of 4. They're going to catch Pyland and Newton and Colgan. And they're a second off of this pack, which leads to 10th place. And here comes everybody else. Tyler Gary wins the race off pit road. And here you see in the background, those are some lap cars, but here's where we're watching. It looks like this second group that pitted is going to get the advantage here. So advantage Matthew Zwack and Mo Perry and Harry Tiller and the rest of them.
And Tyler Gary, they're going to have to get up to speed and try and catch on to the tail end.
It's all about reforming. We saw this a couple of weeks ago cause some issues. Guys trying to throw some blocks. But Zwack should go right to the lead here. Oh, and Mo Perry, just like we saw, he's trying to push to the front of the pack. It's actually going to slow him down. And now that's going to be perfect for Tyler Gary. He might just be locked in here. Looks like they actually got formed up again. Budafuko making sure of it. Matthew Zwack will come out your race leader, and there's still sliding back and forth trying to get organized. Colin Forrester thinking about a third line. He will. Ricky Burbank Jr. comes out a winner on that sequence. Scott Warren will lead this second group. They're 1.1 seconds back, so they have to stay single file and try and catch up.
Oh, we've got Logan Short on. Oh, he finally gets below. Wasn't sure if
But
he
it
would.
looks like Colgan, Gavin Newton, and Pyland, along with the group of 4 that first pitted, they have lost the lead pack officially. And what an absolutely solid round of green flag pit stops. Everyone should be able to make it to the end. I mean, that was picture perfect. I know some guys lost the field, but they did it in a way where they didn't wreck anybody else. It was clean. That's what we love to see here. Lap cars. Forcing guys up a lane. Mo Perry going to be stuck down there. But they will drop to the back. That's Jacob Roth, Jacob Dunn, and Bryce Hamrick, who got separated from their packs under the green flag pit stop sequence. Jacob Dunn took the fast repair. But here comes the field. Very respectful by those 3. I know they're running out of laps, but they are trusting the process and hoping for at least one more yellow to get their laps back manually. Now we're 3x3 for the race lead again. Utafuka was leading the middle line right before green flag pit stops. Now he's 3rd in line. Mo Perry was 2nd in line on the bottom. Now he leads the bottom. Corey
Contact between Gary and Mo.
Oh, and can Mo Perry save it further back? Can they go around him? What a save from Mo Perry. How did they not wreck? Let's take another look. Into turn number 1. It's not the view we want. This should give us a good idea, maybe. Oh, he just comes up and gets into Gary, and then Corey not able to get off of him immediately. But what a save from the 54. That's definitely going to shake up the running order. Colin Forrester went off track as well, it looks like. And he's going to... Oh, Tyler Gary gets turned down to the inside. And he'll get it turned back around. 2-car incident off the track.
That's going to put Travis Brown at the pole right now, or at the point.
So it looks like there's contact between 37 comes down into Colin Forrester, into Gary. So that was a chain reaction. Colin Forrester will pit. Tyler Gay will get it back going. Out of the lead pack. Gonna need a caution to get caught back up. Travis Brown, like you said, to the race lead. It's another topsy-turvy change to the running order here. 16 cars right now. Burbank is going to lose the main pack here. So 16 cars to settle it right now if we stay green to the end. Unless Robert Colgan, Joe Swanson, Lee Heron, but right now they're not working together. They're not going to catch the main pack going side by side like that. They're all fighting over who should lead and who can get them there the fastest, but it's always a great irony. You know, when they go side by side, they slow each other down. It looks like they can maybe agree on Colgan leading. Not sure, though. They're going to have to figure it out quick. They are running out of time. 14 laps to go when they get to the stripe. Going to have to make up 3 seconds.
I mean, it's possible. It would be very hard, even if you get all the cars.
Oh, it might not matter. Wesley Parker.
What the?
And yellow is out.
Did you not see that?
What?
Go watch Wesley Parker.
Oh, how did I was looking in the background. Oh, what in the world? That's the second time. And I believe that's it. He had to take a fast pair on the first one. I was looking further back to see if they were going to wreck again, but... Oh, what a tough break for Wesley Parker.
Man really pulled a James Busher, but worse.
What happens here? Does he just get into the back of Zwack and get loose, or is there some net code there? I can't tell what caused
There's
this.
definitely some net.
Does Tiller
his
come
car
down and get him?
sinks.
Yeah, just kind of. Yeah, it looks like he just gets loose there from Tiller, maybe. And then and then he's just sideways down into the 13 of Daniel Buttafuoco, up the racetrack, back down, trying to save it. James Mendez nowhere to go. And then he just does a kickflip. The engine's blown. And I mean, oh, that's almost another collision there late.
I mean, there's been 3 insane wrecks from these cars today.
Xfinity cars.
2 that didn't really warrant, that.
Right.
Actually, I think all 3.
I mean, I don't even understand what would get him loose. It almost, it feels like it's the net code from Harry Tiller, but there was no contact made. But obviously, Harry Tiller, UK-based, Wesley Parker, US-based, so there's a little bit of difference there, and it just looks like he got turned, but no contact was made. And I mean, that's just, oh boy. Another onboard camera that'll make you dizzy. Let's take a look here and see who has a good view of it. Somebody's going to have the view that we want. He goes over AJ Green. James Mendez is going to see him take flight initially. And then he's gone. I mean, that is insane. Right there, gone. Goodbye. I think Lee Heron, Robert Colgan, I guess, technically has the best view at it. Because that second pack wasn't close enough to have them fly over the car. There, it was actually Ricky Burbank Jr. is going to give us the best on-board look at this. And there you go. You see the engine blow with a puff of smoke and gas it up, and that's just another crazy, crazy rod car incident.
I mean, we have 3 from today alone.
That's
all going on
incredible. Absolutely. What a Friday night. And it's not done yet. It is not done.
Especially not with my pick to win out in front. Travis Brown, Mr. Moonhead.
The commentator's curse, I feel so bad. Let's go talk to Jacob Dunn. Haven't heard from him tonight. He was down and out, but he's back inside the top 20. Jacob Dunn, you got a copy.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
You're sitting inside the top 20. It's been a kind of a struggle bus first half of the race. We're without a hood or a rear bumper. Eventually took the fast repair, got lapped, and then obviously unlapped, and now you're sitting inside the top 20 with under 20 to go. What do you think you could do for the rest of the race?
Hopefully I'm just going to keep it clean. We're going to try and work our way to the front, but just on a wing and a prayer right now, man.
Absolutely. What have you been seeing with these Xfinity cars, the style of racing out there tonight? We've seen some pretty crazy wrecks, but you got a clean car with under 20 to go.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy, and they're still in the old damage model, so it's a little softer than, say, the trucks or obviously the next gen car. But man, I tell you, I get unlucky. I see people smack into the wall and lose a bumper or whatnot, and they can keep up with the pack. But if I do it, man, I'm a brick in the wind.
Right. At least you haven't flown through the air like we've had a couple guys tonight. So you've kept all 4 wheels on the ground for the most part.
Yeah, last week was enough for me, and I'm going to try and keep all 4 on the ground here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, we will appreciate it. I don't think we have clearance for another launch tonight, but good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Is that in the budget? Do we have another space shuttle launch clearance? Can we afford that?
Is there a budget for YJ? Do we get money?
I mean,
because if so, I have some requests.
Our space exploration program has accomplished more than NASA has done in the last decade. NASA should come talk to us for some notes. That's all I'm saying. Study the NASCAR Xfinity car. Elon Musk about to purchase an Xfinity team. Corbin, don't act like you haven't seen these cars fly to the moon and back. Calm down. but it looks like roughly the top 13 stayed out. Dean Clavitt on back came down to top off for fuel just in case we get to our 1 green white checkered attempt, but they should be good with the caution that they just got. We'll see though. 11 laps to go when we get to the restart. Travis Brown and Matthew Zwack your front row. 36 cars on track and on the lead lap. Out of the race, Wesley Parker, Sean Rafferty, and Garrett Delph. So all cars on the track are on the lead lap with the shot to win, and we are back underway. 11 laps to go. The good restarts all night, pretty even. There goes Joe Swanson to the top. Dylan Dryling's coming with him. The intensity wasn't there before. It's here now, wasting no time on these restarts. You got guys like Dean Clavitt and Rod Flagg towards the front late. Mo Perry leading the third line. You know it's about to go down.
Think about the guys you have in the back of this pack. I mean, you've got Michael Cozy Jr. outside the top 15. He's going to have to make some moves to get himself moving forward.
Absolutely. Cozy's 16th, and he knows how to get it done. Look for him to not sit there too long, especially right mid-pack. He's going to want to force the issue a little bit and start to lead a line. Here comes Scott Warren. He was in space earlier. Jump back down into the middle, though. And everyone's making moves, and there goes Dreiling and Cozy and the whole front half of the field. Lucas Plessel, Dean Clavitt, Joe Swanson. Cozy gets in it again, as does Dreiling. We just kind of pile in there at the end. There's the 33 machine of Adam Aylshire. And yellow back out immediately.
I mean, we talked about Cozy having to make moves to move forward. He stuck his nose 4 wide. Joe Swanson didn't know he had a car right there.
That is a blown engine. And that's 4 wide.
Tyler Gary, watch my onboard for a good view of the wreck.
Oh, we will definitely look at that. But here's Ricky Burbank Jr., Lee Heron, Cozy. And Joe Swanson just kind of catches him out there. Some Netco with the 31. Back up into the 83. Nowhere for these guys to go. I believe that's the 40 of Ryan Pyland involved. And that's just frustration there. From the 83 and the 99.
Cody's sitting here saying,
we didn't jinx nothing.
We jinx everything. We know we do it. You haven't been watching long enough if you think we just jinxed this.
Well, let's go on board here with Tyler Gary. Just keeps his foot in it. Keeps his foot in it. A little bit of break, but... Oh, boy. No! That was a good view. The tiniest bit of right front damage there. And it was already from a previous wreck, so he's good. I mean, that's just vicious for Dreiling. I mean, he's just sitting there minding. You can see here, 71's just going to come down a little bit. And it's curtains for the 83. I don't think they saw anything, actually, unfortunately. At least Dylan Dreiling didn't. You know, even Cozy, yeah, I don't... He really can't see that. That's a bad paint scheme to have. But that was a big one. Took out some heavy hitters here. Some rookies, some winners. I mean, that's everybody. Oh, he almost had it cleared, and then he didn't. Oh, that's a... Who was that at the end? That's a big lick from somebody. Chris Pinder nowhere to go. That took out a lot of cars. But they're all 3x3x3, and you think you're good, trying to avoid high, and you got... I mean, there's just nowhere to go. Oh, man.
I think tonight might be the night we see if Cozy does, in fact, have a golden horseshoe on him. Because that man, he has a fast repair. He will be starting.
Look at the guys having to avoid. Zach Scare all the way down to the bottom. Michael McElroy, James Mendez. I think... Hang on. Luigi, I just got to check something. You're on the spot here. Oh, he gets hit down there. Never mind. He's trying to save it. Oh, he's at it. Yeah, never mind. I thought... Yeah, all right, you're good. You were wrecking the entire time. You are off the hook. But Michael Coase Jr. still in the race. Fast repair taken.
Gonna be starting outside the top 20.
Let's go talk to a couple of our Affinity Racing Series regulars and now RODDCAR regulars. Michael McElroy, Travis DeLeon, Zach Scare, and we'll see what they got to say. How we doing, fellas?
Yo,
Doing pretty good. We're under 10 laps to go. A lot of drivers, including some of y'all involved in that last wreck. What do you got left here tonight? You make a charge for the win?
We're gonna try, I think.
Yeah, for how hard that hit was, it only gave me a minute of damage, so.
Really? Only a minute there.
Yeah.
It was surprising.
Yeah, I know.
That was a front end hit, so you're 33rd.
Even more surprising with how fast this car was without a hood.
Right? You were digging halfway in the middle of the race. I mean, my goodness. No hood, you were top 10 at least. Zach, you were all the way down to the inside wall to avoid that last one. It's now
Yeah, I hit it a little. I hit it a little bit, but
Could be worse.
you guys are kind of right here in this mid pack. You got kind of lined up here a little bit almost. Gonna be working together, or is it kind of every man for himself now?
I'm gonna wreck Mike.
There you go.
I'm going wherever I gotta go. Team love here. We're going for it.
Nothing like a teammate at the end of these plays.
yeah, right now it's just full send it. Screw it.
Might as well. Good luck, gentlemen. Be watching.
Appreciate it.
Teammates, yes. Friends, maybe never. Completely stole that. Where's Jaden Carter in all this? Did he get involved in that last one? I believe he did. On pit road still, Adam Aylshire, Dylan Dreiling, so it might be down to 34. Jaden Carter's 24th. He's still in it. Still got a shot. Right now, though, you're winning. You're picked to win. Corbin never picked. I just realized that. He picked Randy Arms as a joke. And they didn't get an actual legitimate pick in. How sad. To be fair, Randy, it's a joke because you're literally not in the race. Not a joke pick. You're pretty darn good until we jinx you. But Matthew Zwack, Travis Brown on the front row. Going to be 7 laps to go on the restart. Zwack, the control car, will get us back underway.
Need to get Randy in here so we can jinx him in the third space.
You're going to wreck Tuesday, all right? I'll just get that out of the way now. 3 cars breakaway on the inside, 2 on the top. 4th row, Scott Warren and Colgan did not get a great start, but they'll close back up pretty much immediately. Bryce Hamrick back in the mix. He's saying, get back up there. We got places to be. Who is that? Logan Shore all the way up top.
Well, he's on the wall.
Cozy trying to work with him, but not if he puts it in the outside wall, and just like we thought, not going to work with him. Bypass that. Inside line checks up a bit. Cozy now going to the outside, trying to work with Ryan Oates. Did a winner 2 weeks ago. Mo Perry, though, is going to take the advantage and lead that third line. Travis Brown out in front by half a car length. Under the apron, comes back up. Unsafe rejoin. There goes Tyler Gary. You can't avoid that one.
Oh, is Tyler Gary going to get another, be involved in another incident that's not a caution?
Save of the race, potentially.
We might have another one. We're 4 wide.
Michael Cozy Jr. splits some 4, has all the momentum. Now he's 3. Huge shot to the back of the 37 to Travis Brown. What a move from the 99 machine.
How do the C's just park for this man?
He's up from 20th to 5th. Second car in the
laps.
middle.
2 laps.
It's incredible to watch. Travis Brown way out in front, can pick whatever lane he wants. So can Cozy.
Both clear.
What a shove from the 99. Harry Tiller leading that outside line. AJ Green trying to drop down to the inside. Inside line going to try and get reformed. Who's going to make the move down to the bottom? It's Michael Cozy Jr. Travis Brown thinks about blocking high, stays middle. Jaden Carter 24th to 7th somehow in 2 laps.
Third line has a lot of momentum. Tiller actually going to get ahead of Travis Browning again.
Scott Warren unbelievably in the mix. He's trying to push Harry Tiller to the race lead. Right now, the bottom and middle lanes, all the momentum. At the line, it would be Travis Brown by a nose. What a move from Jaden Carter to go top of 3. He wants the race lead. The line's going to start falling back a little bit. Colin Forrester trying to get a big push there. It's Michael Cozy Jr. leading the inside line. Travis Brown in the middle and Jaden Carter up top, running out of time to make moves if you're behind these first 3 lanes or so. Oh, that's Jaden Carter gave up a lot of room there, and Harry Tiller immediately puts him 4. Contact made. Jaden Carter washed up a little bit there through 3 and 4 and got put 4 wide immediately. Jacob Dunn trying to make moves. They
Robert
can
Colgan
and will
about
go.
to get turned.
It's Zach Scare, I think, below the apron. He'll save it, though. We stay green. 3 laps to go. Outside line lost a little bit of momentum there. Jacob Dunn and Jeremy Cootie trying to rescue it. Jaden Carter all the way outside the top 20. Can they make it back around 2 more times? If they get to the white flag, the race is official. Whatever happens on the last lap, we will race back to the checkers. If they wreck before it, we'll line them up for 1 attempt at overtime. Lap car is ahead. I believe that might be the 33 of Adam Aylshire. They got to make it around 1 more time. Travis Brown leads with 2 laps to go. You're at Talladega. And it is 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all the way back to Ross Corlett.
I keep seeing Jacob Dunn in that third line. He's looking to make it 4. He's looking to the outside of Mo Perry. Little early. I don't think he's going to have any help.
Mad respect to Adam Aylshire in the 33 for getting out of the way. This could allow them to race it back. Here comes Joe Swanson. Never mind. They were thinking about 4 wide. Can they make it through the tri-oval? Can they get to 1 to go?
Oh, they're real squirrely. There's a lot of room through the tri-oval. A lot of room to make mistakes, though. White flag race is official.
I think Travis Brown led at the white flag. Who leads at the checkered flag, though? Jacob Ross going to get turned about 6 rows on back. It doesn't matter. Down the back straightaway. What kind of run can they get? Who's going to make the moves? Jaden Carter in the wall. We still stay green. They're all wrecking out of turn number 2. It's 16 cars to settle it. Back to Dean Clavitt. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. You got to push for all that you're worth. Who cares about engine temps? Who cares? It's all about the checkered flag and the sprint to the finish. It's 2 by 2. Travis Brown with help from Colin Forrester. Harry Tiller making a late run at it. Cozy on the bottom. Who can push harder? Cozy gets turned at the line. Travis Brown, I think. Maybe.
To win.
Travis Brown gets it done. What was the margin to finish? Did we get the tie?
It was 0.007.
7 1,000ths of a second. What a fantastic finish. We did get the 3 by 3 that we wanted.
I can't believe Cozy went from leading the inside line to finishing 16th.
Harry Tiller made a late run at it. I mean, that's as close as it gets. They finished in regulation. I mean, what a race. Let's take another look at this. I mean, that's a heck of a fit. That's just well done to everybody. That is what it's all about right there. Let's back this up. Harry Tiller almost owed Scott Warren lunch. Late push, tried to side draft, and it's just that close at the finish. There it is. Colin Forrester with the assist to Travis Brown. Let's take a look at what happened to Cozy. They had lost a lot of momentum. It was like 4 or 5 cars pushing the pusher. Looks like Lucas Plussel actually comes down and maybe finishes him off. Let's take a look. Just a lot of pushing. And yeah, he just gets turned there by AJ Green, I believe.
We've got our winner in the waiting room. Let me know when you want him.
All right, let's go ahead and get a nice little still image of him crossing the line, and we'll give the interview. But we are ready for your race winner, Travis Brown. Bring him in here. Here with Travis Brown tonight, you were Art's pick to win, and somehow the reverse jinx paid off in the end. Started 27th, and very aggressive all night long, trying to lead that third line. You were trying to lead a lap for about 10 laps right before green flag pit stops. You finally get it done, and then after that sequence of pit stops, just kind of walk me through that last restart and what you were seeing out there tonight.
First off, I think I need to apologize. I don't know who. I know Gary was involved. I think when there was a big old jumbled mess down the back straightaway at one point there, I was pushing Harry, and me and Harry kind of started moving left, and I hit somebody, and I think they hit Gary, and that kind of screwed Gary over. So sorry about that. But other than that, I just wanted the middle. The middle seemed to dominate all night, and once we got Cozy down low and Harry up high, I knew one of us would probably win it if they didn't wreck us, and sure enough, that was it. So big thanks to the McDonald's car. I don't know who that was. I'm still trying to figure it out. But
I believe that was Colin Forrester pushing you all the way
okay,
home.
I thought so. Big thank you to him. He did a hell of a job managing his temps and making sure he could push me there on the last lap, especially down the back straightaway. So, yeah, I don't know. We just kind of had him gridlocked there, and I knew one of us would get it, and luckily it was me.
Did you have a fast repair left at the end? I don't think that you did.
No, I had used mine, so I got wrecked early.
Yeah, we actually saw it. We said, "Oh, here's Travis Brown. He started kind of, way back, but he wants to get up front." And as we said that, you got wrecked on lap 4.
Yeah, so that sucked. But I ended up having to take it, and then just kind of played it safe till it was go time, and made it work. So,
but you were pretty much up front from those green flag pit stops, and then crossing the line first. It was a really dominant display and some good moves.
Yeah, I was. We roll deep in here, so it's when we work together, it works good. And like I said, I feel bad for Gary because I think my screw up kind of screwed him over. But I don't know. It happens, when you got that many of us, we're bound to run into each other every once in a while.
Every once in a while, but it was a solid finish in regulation. It was just a really well run race by everybody tonight, and you come out on top.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It was a good time.
Got any final shout outs or anyone you want to say hi to?
Just the boys, like I said, Cozy, Gary, Harry, Corey, all those guys. That was a lot of fun. Rod for putting this on. I don't get to run them as much as I'd like to, but when I do, I always have a good time. RODDCAR's been a part of my life for a long time now, so
absolutely.
Hopefully it keeps going for a while. You guys for broadcasting, everybody for coming out. That was a fun one. That was a really fun one.
It was. Hope to see you back next Friday, and congratulations again on the win here tonight.
Thank you.
Yep. Here with Harry Tiller in the 69 machine, and it was, according to iRacing, 7 1,000ths of a second short. What did you see there coming off of turn 4?
I won it. It's just it's because I'm across the pond. It just took a little bit longer to compute. Oh goddamn! I don't know if I'm ever gonna win one of these things, but no, it's bittersweet. I'm really happy for Travis. I'm just glad to finish, but when you come that close, it's always a bit of a bummer that you don't win.
Yeah, you gave it a heck of an effort. Scott Warren was pushing you really the second half of the trial on. I thought you had the most momentum, and if it was, maybe 20 feet further down, I think you come out a winner. But you were inside the top 5 all night, led a bunch of laps, and it was really a dominant performance from yourself, leading some lanes and just making some good moves, nailing the green flag pit stops. Did everything right, really. Just wasn't meant to be, but it was a solid night overall for the 69 team.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks I've just been trying to do like what you're saying, just keep up front, put yourself in a position to win. Okay, you might get unlucky, you get spun, but eventually, well, like today, I get to finish, and even though it's not first, at least it's a good point today. And it's just about putting yourself in those positions. Like you look at Cozy, okay, you got spun out this time, but the reason why he's won so many races because he's always there at the end, and it's a skill in its own to be there at the end, and that's one that I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, absolutely. And you were there. You put yourself in position, like you said, and if you do that enough, then obviously you'll come out 7/1000ths on the other side of it and come home a winner. But it was a really fun race. You guys were battling out there, and it was a pleasure to broadcast tonight.
Yeah, I just want to thank Scott. I had to go at him last week, but he raced with me really well today, and he didn't have to push me like that. He could have jumped to the fourth lane and tried to get a push, but no, I appreciate his help at the end there. But no, it was good racing from everyone up front. Mo's starting to look like a pretty complete racer now up at the front. He's starting to show himself up there all the time, and no, it's good. I mean, like Travis said, I've been in here so long now as well. I've had a bit of a hiatus at some points, but I met a lot of these guys very early on, and it's just great to still be racing with them and having a great time and a blast. Okay, sometimes you come out of the weeks annoyed, but I can't thank Rod enough for the league that he's put together for us.
Absolutely. It's a great way to spend a Friday night, and we hope to see you back next Friday night.
Morning.
What was that?
Saturday
right.
morning.
Yes, Saturday morning. Cross the pond. He's real dedicated to this.
That's dedication, bro. That should be a permanent spot in the league, you know.
You get the I race at 5 a.m. in the morning provisional.
Yeah.
But congratulations on a great result, and we look forward to seeing you back here bright and early next Saturday morning.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yep. And then Colin Forrester in the 23 machine comes home third here tonight. You gonna ask Travis for maybe half of the winnings, or have him take you out to lunch or something? That was some great pushes there down a couple last laps there.
Man, I might need to take him up on that. But yeah, I was definitely getting hot there, especially those last few laps. But luckily, I was able to just get the temperature down just enough to be able to push him there that last lap. I knew there wasn't going to be really any way for me to get to the lead there, so I was just going to try and push him as hardest as I could, and just see what happened from there. And we got away with the P3, so move on next week.
Absolutely. We've noticed during some of these races that you just kind of have a unique ability to kind of just, whether you think it's going to wreck or you just need to drop out for a second, you usually put yourself in a position at the end of these things to at least give yourself a shot, and then you did that again here tonight and come home with another solid finish.
Yeah, definitely. You can tell whenever things are gonna get bad real quick, because there at the beginning we were 3-4 wide. I mean, it was super tight, especially when I was on the bottom there. So I just figured I would go to the back for a little bit and just chill out, watch everything unfold. And then unfortunately, I got into a wreck there, but luckily, we had the big wreck that I was able to just barely get a little bit of damage of. I was down a little bit, but luckily not too bad, and I was just able to push Travis there and get away with the P3.
Absolutely. Another solid points night, and it was a really great race by everybody. There was some amazing racing up front, green flag pit stops, and y'all went for it tonight, and it was one of the better races we've had this season, I feel like.
Yeah, definitely. I feel so. Didn't have a green white checker tonight, so that's always good. Had a good little run to the end there, and it was super fun.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on the P3. Any final shout outs? Is there anyone you want to say hi to?
Just shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. I'm sure it was a great one. Go back and watch that. Just shout out to Rod and everyone in the league for having me. I look forward to these races every Friday night. And just thank you to everyone watching.
Absolutely. Congratulations again. Look forward to seeing you next week.
All right. Appreciate it, man.
And why the heck not? Scott Warren, his luck's turned around. Let's just get him in here.
Love you, buddy.
Scott Warren, you're still with us. Somehow, some way. I mean, what even happened? Do you have any idea? From the cockpit. I mean, that was just.
Hang on, I'm still dealing with some chaos over here. My whole rig is upside down right now, as you can imagine. I saw Jesus tonight, fellas.
Yeah, you went for. I think we had that iRacing Super Speedway wreck a couple of weeks ago, but I think outside of that, you got the wildest ride of season 29 for sure, locked down. And then somehow recovering from that, no fast repair the rest of the way, obviously, and come on with a P4. How'd you do it?
A quick quiz before I get into that.
Oh boy!
Really, really interesting tangent. If you recall, at the iRacing Super Speedway. What was the number of the car that sent Mo to heaven? That's right. That's number 76. So I was involved in that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of divine intervention.
Yeah. The RODDCAR
in and
history
around
books
this
will
car.
look favorably on you.
No, tonight I was the victim. Tonight like I said, I went and saw Jesus, and he has shorter hair. Everybody thinks he has long hair. He's short hair. It's weird. Aside from that, yeah, like I told you guys last week, this is a car that you got to drive. Though you do hit a brick wall at the front of the pack, and I think you saw that. So literally the last restart to the end of the race, I was sticking with Harry the whole time. That was going to be my game plan. So it was nice that we went 3, and we went 3 with Travis. He made a nice move on Jaden, because Jaden's a bit of an independent, and Harry and I go way back. And so stuck with Harry, and basically every lap I was just timing when I could drop, how far I could drop back without him losing that top line lead, and when my push was most effective before the car blows up, because we were hot halfway through laps. So if you're on the bumper at the start finish line, you're in the red by the end of turn 2, middle backstretch. So tonight it was just timing. I was committed to that. Something nasty would have had to happen for me to finish better than 4th. So best I could do from row 2, and pushed Harry to a nice win. That felt good. It's been a long time for Harry, and so that felt good.
Yeah, absolutely. You're building some positive results here after, like you said, weeks of just bad, rotten luck, and it seems 2 weeks in a row. 2 is a streak. You find yourself top 10 in points, and you're definitely using all those skills, driving the car well, and you look like you could be a playoff contender here with the consistency that you've shown over the last couple of weeks.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. I should be. It is what it is. It's super speedway racing, and it's just that my bad luck streak just went on way too long, and I'm trying to take some lessons from the young kids. I mean, like I said, I'm pushing 50, man. I love coming out here every week and starting up front and running with these kids that are half my age, and I'm trying to take some lessons from the guys that are running the Coke series, and being realistic about where they're at with their skills. I mean, I literally race one night a week. This is it. This is my only race a week. So watch those guys come out and race all week, every week, and see how they're avoiding wrecks. That's really, I think that's what's separating, the top 5% of the guys that come out and race with us. There's a shit ton of talent in this league, front to back, week in, week out, but what separates the guys that finish up front every single week is there's just an instinct that gets developed with that kind of discipline and that kind of repetition. And no matter how good you are as a wheelman, you need to have that sixth sense. And so it's fun and confounding to watch those kids do it, man, and to see that. But another netcode wreck. I mean, this is typical for me. I wasn't blocking, Corey wasn't on me, but we got hooked up and sent me to Jesus. And I came back and fought hard with my this week's a Ford Mustang. Fought hard with the This Is War Ford Mustang. They're in a P4 on the outside, and again, great work by Mo on the outside. He stuck with us, and we got a nice finish out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations again on a solid result, and we look forward to seeing you back here next Friday night.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird to be talking about playoffs that I just ignored that part of the question. So I'll say a word about playoffs. If we're talking playoffs 4 or 5 weeks from now, I'll be a happy guy. So it'd be nice to be in that little that short playoff season and see what we can do with it. Make some noise. I got to get a dub. I'm liking these top 5s, but I need a dub to really feel like I'm back.
Yeah, that separates the playoff contenders from the championship contenders, it seems, when it comes down to crunch time. But if you put yourself in position, you will... Oh, it's a drop season, not playoff. That's tragic. Look at that.
Well, whatever it is.
Right.
Championship,
Yeah.
I want to be up there fighting. I want to be up there with a chance in the last race, because last race, anything can happen on a super speedway. I want to go and rip one of these things. I'll take a champ before I take another W. I'm fine with that.
There you go. Well, again, very impressive work here tonight, and look forward to seeing you back next Friday.
10-4, fellas. Another one for the old boys.
Absolutely. Who's left here wanting to talk to us? James Mendez did not Mickey Mouse his way to a good finish tonight. He was your championship leader coming in. He leaves wrecked. Probably needs to go get Subway or something to make up for it, but he'll finish 33rd. Let's go talk to him. James Mendez, what happened out there tonight? Came in as a championship leader and then obviously not about where you would have expected to finish tonight. What happened on that last couple laps there?
I kind of hung back the last couple laps, assuming that under 3, like 10 rows deep, that somebody would wreck it, but they didn't. And then coming to the white, I had a thing pop up on my screen about my computer.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to close it out. And then when I came back, they started to wreck. I had it cleared for like half a second, and then Corbin told me Colgan came down because my replay doesn't work. And,
yeah, looking at it right now, they wrecked literally about 3 or 4 rows in front of you, make a nice move to the bottom, and then they're 4 wide above you. They send Colgan down into you, clip the right rear, up and over, you're upside down, and you eventually limp to 33rd.
I didn't even get to cross the line. That's just...
Oh, it blew up before the end?
Oh, it blew up when I hit the wall, and then...
that makes sense.
I was rolling around the backstretch, and I kept asking Logan to give me a push, but I didn't know my Discord crashed. So I understood why. And then somebody plowed into me going into 3. It was a joke, obviously, but like...
Right.
I was still rolling, so I think I could have maybe made it horribly, but I don't know. I had a decent race. Got clipped like a couple times. Wasn't too bad. Just bad luck. It's all right. I mean, if you said you're going to go, I don't know how many races we have in a season, like 12 in a row without crashing at the end, I would say you're nuts. So it's whatever.
Yeah, the good news is this is the drop season, so you can hopefully look forward to not having a worse result than this. Getting it dropped, you're 7 points out of the championship lead right now. Cozy kind of got spun at the end there, so it's still anyone's ball game, really. So not out of it by any shot.
That is true. When I saw in the replay or stream that he got wrecked, it's coming to the line that I thought was some points I can get back. So I don't even know what's next week, but we'll come into next week and try to do what we can and win one of these.
Absolutely. Jacob Dunn, you netcoded with my pick to win, unfortunately. They're down the back straightaway, and kind of similar story, not the finish you expected here tonight.
Yeah, man, it seems that way. I feel bad for Jaden, though. I could have had a good run up there 4 wide if could have had a little more help, but just a bad feeling overall. I'm not even mad, just kind of upset.
And good news is we get to come back out here next Friday, and then we get to try and make up for it, and there's always another opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully so. I think that's going to knock me out of the top 25, so probably going to run the LCQ and see if we can't race our way back in.
Absolutely, that's a whole different ball game there, a whole different mentality. But usually you're kind of caught up in other people's stuff, not usually by your own doing, so I'm hopeful that you can end up getting out of that and getting back into the main field.
Man, tell me about it. I can't catch a break around here lately.
You took Scott Warren's luck, apparently, and transferred it to your own.
I'm starting to think the 3 is a bad omen. He can have his luck back if he wants it.
It's just one of those numbers, I guess. It's just one of those races where, it goes caution-free at the front, and then obviously netcode a little bit further back, and it's just one of those deals, I guess.
Yeah, bad times, but we'll get back up there and see if we can't win us one by the end of the season.
Absolutely. Well, always a pleasure, gentlemen. Look forward to seeing you out there next week.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. All right, we got to talk to Ross Corlett. Ross Corlett, you've been dragged up here against your will. You had a car land on top of you on the last lap, and you still managed to somehow get a P20 out of it.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
James Mendez came flying through your windshield saying, "Have it your way," and you just kept going.
Yeah, I just did the old keep your foot in it.
Might as well. And then they wrecked down the backstretch, pick up some free spots, and just keep yourself, 25th or better, and just try and get as many points as possible.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get myself back in the top 25, so I don't have to use professional. Because, quite frankly, I don't think I deserve professional, given I got my win last year. But actually, can I ask for a favor? I know we're live. Can I ask for a favor?
Depends, but maybe. Yeah, just fine. Go ahead.
Can y'all get a screenshot of that? I forgot about it.
Yeah, we will. We'll get a whole clip of it for you. How about that?
Okay.
It'll be clipped in all its glory.
Hell yeah.
We'll get a couple different angles here.
But anyway, yeah, trying to climb myself back into the top 25 after missing last week at Coach State Championships, and then finding out had to come back for a family emergency. But appreciate everybody. Thank you for sponsor James Allen Stingrays, and soon to be on the car Smart Swimming, and just shout out to my mom. She's doing awesome. Thank the good Lord that she's still with us, and hoping for a speedy recovery.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad everything is hopefully on the mend there, and just we missed you last week, but understand that family comes first, and just glad that you're back with us here tonight, and somehow able to drive through James Mendez for a top 20.
Absolutely, man. It's always fun to come hang out with y'all Friday nights.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate the kind words, and look forward to seeing you back here next week.
All right, man. I'm gonna go drink a beer.
You need one after that.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. All right, Art. What do you think of tonight?
I think I'm becoming. I mean, you're the jinx here.
Oh, don't.
My picks to win do pretty dang well.
Have we broke? Hey, you pick Randy Arms next week. Tell me what happens. You pick Randy Arms on Tuesday. Tell me what happens.
I will.
Oh, Randy, I'm so sorry.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Yikes. Oh man. But yeah, this is your finishing results here. Travis Brown over Harry Tiller by 7/1000ths of a second. Colin Forrester pushing the 27 machine to the win. Rounds out your podium. Lucas Plussel rounds out your top 5. AJ Green rounds out your top 10. Pole sitter Daniel Budafuco comes home 11th. And then we head down the rest of the order. Hopefully your favorite driver was on the first page, or at least on the top of the second page. But all the way down to Mr. Tyler Gary, who was caught out by a non-caution wreck late, and he'll be the last car on the lead lap. James Mendez, championship leader coming into the night, ends up 33rd, first car lap down, and then all the way down to Garrett Delph, who only managed to complete 3 laps here this evening. We'll be back in action this upcoming Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as the LSRL guys continue their trek on in the season. They will head from Watkins Glen to Charlotte, as they only have 3 races left before the playoff cut line kicks in. So urgency will pick up there more so than ever before. And then we are back here next Friday night for RODDCAR at 9 Eastern. And we will be, what track car combination we got going on next week? It is, I believe,
it's a super speedway.
It is Daytona International Speedway in the trucks for 80 laps.
You had a 50-50 chance to guess that.
Technically,
it was going to be Daytona or Bumpy Daytona. Don't you say technically Atlanta.
Atlanta and Irish Superspeedway. So technically there's 25% chance. Technically less than that, 20% chance, because you got Bumpy Daytona, regular Daytona, Atlanta, Irish Superspeedway, and Daytona. So there's now 5, or Talladega. So there's 5. 5 options, all right?
Use context clues. We went Bumpy Daytona last week. We only do Atlanta and iRacing once a season.
All right, well.
So.
Context clues. Either way, appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. I look forward to seeing you hopefully back next Tuesday and then next Friday. But y'all take care. Have a safe weekend, and we'll see you back here soon.